Hello, hello. Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Welcome to the lunch PM session. I started the stream a little bit earlier because I just want to start earlier. I was ready and I didn't have anything else to do anymore, so I thought, let's go. Let me just double check about that sound. What's going on? Want to check about sound? Start earlier. I was ready. Yes, always. I need to double check. I'm still a beginner. Jesus, this has been challenging this morning, to be honest. But look at the chart, 5 minute chart. It's awful. Um, Not easy so far. So we'll ease into it. Yeah. So I was looking at the AM session again that we did this morning about the 150 to 210 macro move, right? And look again between the yellow. This is clearly we're in consolidation, right? And with the manipulation, this is the distribution. It's actually really beautiful AMD. So I calculated the manipulation. Let's see if we made it to it's 4.5-ish. I wonder if we're going back up further now. So this is maybe just a retracement. But I was thinking it might go a little bit deeper, to be honest. I'm still a bit confused. I'm a little bit confused about the price action. Actually, in all honesty, I don't have a clear. I'm just not clear about it this more now exactly. And this 5 minute inversion value gap. It is now. I remember that I told you guys before. It was used before. Keep it on your chart because it will either be from significant importance again. So let's see if it's going to be a barrier or not, or it just going to blast through and go up. Let's see. I have no, in all honesty, at this moment, it looks bullish, right? It looks bullish to me, but I'm a little bit confused. I didn't have I just didn't read the price action very well this morning. It was a bit challenging for me, in all honesty. I wonder if somebody did well. Hmm. I'm gonna have to get rid of this. See my charts up a little bit. Let's clean the charts. Oh, this isn't good. Why the cuts? What is it, Dolly? No, no, no jumping. No jumping. Why? Let's see. That's okay. I can adjust this. Okay. Okay. It's okay. Okay. Now let's see. Let's see how we are going to frame it. I want this actually to be a little bit different. So I'm going to change this. Do this a little bit more. Just adjusting the settings a little bit, guys. So just bear with me. Um, I want this to be changed. Yeah, yeah. And this bit. Well, look at that. How beautiful. I'm still allowed to do that as a beginner. In the first few months, I'm allowed to do it as a new tuber. Now it looks much better and cleaner, right? Oh, do I see little blackie on the side? We don't want that. We need to. Mhm. Everything is it's both black, so I can't see the difference. I have to check it out. Uh-huh. So why is it not showing? Yeah, oh, it looks perfect now. Look at that. How beautiful. Oh, I got a little bit of a black line on the dot. Let's see. Well, we can. Is that really? Should I do? Should I leave it? I'll leave it. Just I won't give in to my OCD. Okay, now let's see what's happening with the 5-minute IFUT. That hello, Mohammed Isaac. How are you? I was just saying, it was a bit of a challenging morning for me. It was really difficult to read, and I just did manage to take a short, and then I gave back all my. I literally gave back my profits today, so I'm a little bit upset. Not really upset, but it was just a little bit annoying to be honest. But anyway, I've been trading the markets. Well, in total, um, 7 years now. But Nasdaq, that I just went solo on Nasdaq. I literally married Nasdaq is about 3 years now. So how about you? How are you doing? Did you do well? So I'm sort of like just looking because I'm trying to read the market properly. Like, hey, are we going up now? Are we going? Because I had like a lower target. To be honest, I was a little bit married to my bias, I guess. So I'm sort of like, have to reassess a little bit and yeah, just get back into the game. But obviously we're going up. So what do you do? You trade Nasdaq? What are you up to? Do you trade top firms? Um, I think it's the first time I see you here, right? I just started this channel a month ago, maybe 1.5 months ago now, 5 weeks. So I know most of the people that hang out with me by name, but I think you're new, right? If I'm correct. If not, shame on me. Yeah. So I really want to see if we can get a cleaner, when mornings have been like very barcoding and like this, we might get a good afternoon. So I'm sort of like, but we still have to maintain our patience and stay, you know, and I'm a little bit upset about my loss today though, because I was up and then I gave it back. But it happens. I really thought that it would go to a lower level, but I missed something very significant, I guess. So I need to journal it very, very well. You're new here, yes. Well, welcome. Well, I'm also new. Actually, I'm a new tuber, so so I'm also new here. So we're both new here, but I like it. I meet a lot of nice people, all traders, and we hang out, we talk about trading, and just all cool and non-toxic environment. Just people who want to, we're all bonded by having a passion for the charts, I guess. So, do you trade NQ? Where are you from, by the way? It's very quiet today, but that's okay. I think a lot of people already went maybe offline with this market, I guess. Um, I wonder if people are fed up with this barcoding, which I can imagine. But Afghanistan, wow. How's your internet there? I don't see many people of Afghanistan. Well, welcome. Nice to have you, Mohammed. Muhammad. I think I'm pronouncing it wrongly. I'm sorry. Okay, let me just see now. Just to see if I can frame a trade. Obviously, I already missed the move up though, but let's see what we can do. I do think we're going higher, to be honest. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we go all the way up to 290. We still have 90 points to go, but I just want to make sure that I don't get stopped out again. I just want to take another loss today. So annoying. Really, I'm a little bit annoyed to be honest. I need to shake it off. Um, yeah, it was on my funded account, so I'm a little bit pissed off. But anyway, it is what it is. I didn't follow my rules. I didn't, normally when you have a loss, you need to step away from your desk. You need to, get out of that loop, and I didn't do it. So I made a beautiful video about it, and now I didn't do it myself. So I need to watch my own video. Oh, you do gold? I'm going to get in gold as well, but I want to get in the gold futures. That's on my list to do so as well. Oh, you're living in Pakistan and scalp on gold. Yeah, I wonder if in Afghanistan, I don't think people are in the opportunity to trade from there, right? I mean, with the internet, or am I misinformed? I'm just wondering. I thought, hmm. Well, I know in Pakistan you have got good internet. So you scalp gold. Okay, but do you scalp the currencies or do you do the futures? Okay, now I think we're going to go to the 930 and then we probably reject there. To the 930 price. Gosh. Just have to wait. Now it's clear we're going up, right? There's no, I mean, there's no question about that anymore. You're right, lack of infrastructure. Yeah, just go through. Okay, nice. Well, I'll be joining you. I just need, I want the YouTube channel up and running and everything, the technicals and things need to be, the basics need to be perfect. And then I want to branch out to gold. Gold is my first one on my list. No, actually, it's oil, crude oil, and gold. Actually, there are two of them. So, but I first want to get the basics set. Um, and it's just a month. I'm just 5 weeks in now on the YouTube channel, and there's just little things that I need to improve along the way you learn, right? So when I feel okay, everything is sorted, and I need to also get into the video editing and stuff like that. Then I'm definitely going to spend time because for me, it's important to know the levels of an instrument, right? Because I mean, even though ICT, do you trade ICT by the way? Even though it's ICT, the levels of each instrument they're just different, and it just behaves a little bit differently. So I really want to get into it before I really go live with it. But at some point I'll just do it. I'm just not gonna just do it. And especially that people with our gold here, I would love, people can share their analysis and stuff like that. So, did you have a good day on gold today? By the way, did you scalp today? How did it? Was it good trading on gold today? And Q was literally actually London was okay. The AM session sucked actually. Beside the first move, yeah. You are doing well already. You mean the YouTube channel? I'm just start. Well, Um, I'm a rookie still. I still need to learn a lot. Um, yeah, and sound and stuff like that. But yeah, but let's see if we can frame a nice trade in the afternoon because morning stuff. We need to get that away. I'm not going to think about it anymore. Um, it's time to reassess. So you don't trade NQ at all, Muhammad, or are you want to learn how to trade NQ as well? Okay, okay, okay. Let's see now. On live, not so much quite just basic stream. No, no, no. I don't edit my I don't edit my live streams, but I make videos as well. Obviously, educational videos and shorts and stuff like that. So that's where the editing comes in because you need to do more on YouTube than just live streaming. But it also, you know, if you have like in London, I focus more on educational content. So you need to make chapters and stuff like that and timestamps and things like that. So no, I don't edit my live streams. It's more the normal of the other videos, educational stuff. And there are sometimes you do need to edit a little bit or take some stuff out if there's some cursing or you know. Sometimes uh, I have a slip of the tongue or whatever. But generally speaking, none of the live streams. No, 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 no. I don't edit those. Think no, hell no. Because I do two per day. So imagine I've got to edit those as well. No, we're not going to do that. But no, you want to make educational content. You know, it's for me really important to have to try to make it to bring some value besides the streaming. Some people ask for specific videos, and then you know you have to make some. That's where the editing comes in, not on the live streams. No, thank God, no. Yeah. But hey, listen, if you start streaming, you still need to learn a lot about the basic streaming stuff with OBS and then with Sunny Sound. And if you, I put music on and then I had even though I did copy free music or copyright free, I still got a strike. Not, it didn't impact the channel, but I had a subscription. Then I went to another provider. So that subscription that I used first, I got a copyright strike on that music because you don't have a subscription. I never thought about these little things, right? So you need to think about that. So I had to get rid of that, and now I still have to dispute all those just little things. But you know what? I just love the process. But anyway, um, let's go into the charts again. I just want to have a look because you know I'm definitely going to. You can see the price action is getting better already, right? Because we've got larger, you know, we've got larger candles coming, and the afternoon is coming. So I do think we're going to get a nice afternoon session. And I think we're gonna break the highs again. Um, so, but I can't get in now. I don't see a good entry. Let's see. So, already this morning I was aiming at 290. So let's say, um, I'm gonna make it smaller. This area here, I was like, okay, that's a possibility. And then we went down. I thought, oh well, maybe not today. Maybe we're gonna get inside there. But now, obviously, we are already moving outwards. So let's see if we get new opportunities. Where did we go? Two, one. No. Hmm. Or are you being restrained today? Let's see. I love NQ, by the way. Even though I have a bad day, I still love NQ. I just have a um, sometimes it's just, you know, you have one of those days and then the price action just sucks and it gets to you a little bit. And you just fall for the trap. Happens. Just happens to everyone. Also to me. Still sometimes I fall in the trap. I also fall in the trap sometimes, and I need to watch my own video how over trading and revenge trading, how the brain works, your brain gets to do it, because it's you have discipline, but still you fall for the trap sometimes, and it sucks. But hey, the markets are designed to do that, so we're fighting a very hostile market, to be honest. Markets are not designed for us to make money, so you have to outsmart them. And you have to outsmart them by tricking your brain, because they know how our brain works. So that's the point. But hey guys, we're all learning and we're just growing together, right? That's the point. And but I'd love to hear how you guys. I mean, anyone else has been trading today? I would love to hear. I hope everyone is green on the day. I'm red on the day. I didn't do well in the I was up and then I gave back, so I'm a little bit annoyed. So, but that is with trading. You just have to shake it off and then move forward. And you just, you move on, you reassess, and you just, get back to neutral. That's important. Get back to neutral. And, one bad trade doesn't make you, or just few bad decisions doesn't make you a bad trader at all. And sometimes, the psychology part gets to you. And then you need to journal it. What happened? Why? And why did you do that, for example? So even for more experienced traders, sometimes it just, it's not like it doesn't happen to anyone. Someone who tells you that they never, overtrade or revenge trade, I find it hard to believe. It just gets less. And you just manage to do you're rebalancing faster because you recognize it. And if you walk away and you do something else and you come back before you start over trading, that's the key. That's really because you need to close that loop in your brain. And the most important thing is actually, if you have a losing trade, especially on your live account or on your funded, you need to teach yourself to journal it straight away. And it sounds very like, oh, why would I? Because that closes the loop in your brain. Because if you don't do that, your brain wants to solve it, and you solve it by going back into the charts and try to recuperate that loss, right? But if you start journaling, your brain sees that as a close of that loop. So it's very important to do that. It really helps. But I didn't do it properly today, so even like that. Just a tip of my end. We all overtrade sometimes, right? Overtrading, then we go into loss. Oh, is this my statement? Okay, now let's see. So I really want to 1202. 1202. It's a beautiful market maker buy model. So if you look again, like even though if you're bullish, right, the market creates, it's all little on the lower time frames, all market maker buy and sell models. It creates the sell side and then the buy side. And it does it constantly, right? Here you have a buy side, sell side, buy side. And here again, this is also market, the market maker buy model, buy side. We always go back to the initial consolidation. So, but yeah, we're definitely still bullish. I mean, This is just a retracement. But I just thought it would go a little bit lower. But on the other hand, if I look again at this chart, and I didn't zoom out on time, which is also something very important that we need to do. This is the first presented fair value gap of yesterday. You see here. What was it? Let me just go to the 1 minute. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Let me go to the 3 minute. Oh, it was actually, yes. But you see on they differ from, if you move the time frame, your fair value gap becomes different, right? But if you look at the 5 minute, you can see this was the 9:55. Okay, yeah. The 9:30 to 10 first presented fair value gap. I always extend them, and you can see we went beautifully all the way in it on the 5 minute, and from there we went back to the upside. So yesterday just futzed around in this area, and we had a retest here at 10 to 1, and then above it, and now we went again into it, and now we're going up just all the way back to the upsides. So I guess we are not going down further into this area today. I think it's done. But then again, hey, I do see sort of like a trend line here. They're creating like wick, a wick and a lower wick here, so it could do it, another leg lower and another wick. So also this week it's might be a little bit crazy because we got FOMC and NFP in 1 week because of the government shutdown. There wasn't NFP last week. What was supposed to be. So I guess it is even double manipulation. Like normally in NFP week you get like Monday, although could be very nice trading on NFP, but I guess because we've got 2 of these news cycles. Let me just double check the dates when we don't get news. I don't think we have news tomorrow as well. It's sort of a little bit disappointing. Let me double check. What can we expect next one? Guess of today there is nothing. That tomorrow there's also nothing. It's tentative, but it's yellow. Because European nothing significant for US market. Then on Wednesday we got the F1C minutes at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So that means I think I'll do a stream after 2 then, or maybe a little bit before 2 on Wednesday, and then a London session, so no AM session. And then Thursday we have news again. Okay, fine. Oh, that's still tentative though because of the unemployment change. Okay, and Friday obviously the non-farm and then same ones we were supposed to have last Friday. Okay, so from Wednesday we can get some news after the afternoon session. That was not tentative, by the way. I'm just wondering if someone would know that why that is not tentative. Is the FOMC, is that not, does that not have to do anything with the US government? Because it doesn't say tentative there, but the other ones say tentative. So I just noticed that, but I'm not really sure if that should be tentative too, but maybe not. I don't know. Hey, I like what you're saying. Yes, Mohammed, you're so right. It should be more like a success or failure of the process. Exactly. It is exactly that. Exactly. I love it. Yeah, you're so right. You are so right. And normally, I don't care about it at all. but it's more like it's the failure of not, not sticking to the process or letting your brain be fooled again. But it's so, yeah, you're so right. It is exactly a failure or a success of the process, and the profit is a byproduct. That's why if I do a paper trade, if I what I do, I paper trade, but I always put the ticks on the chart, so I don't show the money amount, just the ticks, because it's more important. Because some people trade the MNQ, some trade the NQ, and even though if I would trade the NQ, if I make money, it doesn't make the amount of money that is shown on the chart doesn't say anything to anyone. And I think it's more important to actually talk about the percentage that you make, especially when you do prop firm, right? So I also don't believe in talking about, oh, how much money did you. Yeah, it doesn't matter, but how much risk did I put on to make that money, right? So you're so right. Yeah, I love your mentality about it. That's good. And also when you start, you should be happy if you're consistent with, let's say, $20 per day. I mean, the $20 per day, if you can do that for a couple of weeks, you know, be consistent with that, even though you have maybe one or two red days in between or whatever, or maybe even three. That $20 becomes 40 or $50 at some point, and then the $50 becomes $100. Um, you know, and it just that's where the growth is, and not wanting to have $1,000 per day already when you just start out. That doesn't work. You see what's happening here? You can already see it's making like new wicks and just creating sort of like more liquidity points. Um, so I'm just waiting, see what. But hey, I think we're gonna have a bullish afternoon session. Look, um, is this all-time high again? Are we all-time high? I just love the being on the charts and tape reading and looking into the algorithm and finding little things that can improve trading. I just love I just love it. I'm a lifetime student of the market. I will never get bored of it. So it's just fun to do. Um, and I guess even it's just, yeah. Well, what else can you say about it, right? You must love doing that, I guess. Otherwise, it's torture. I guess being on the charts if you don't like it. Imagine doing that, right? Yeah. Hmm. You need to love what you're doing. Yes, I love journaling. I actually, to be honest, Muhammad, I didn't do it when I started out. I thought, I didn't feel. I started out with stocks, and then because I was so busy with watch lists and stuff like that, I didn't journal for maybe the first few years. And it's actually when I started doing ICT. So I think that is about, yeah, that's 3 years. I think, yeah, I started in Q 3 years, and then I think 2.5. So I think it's 2.5 years. I think I started journaling 2.5 years ago, and that's where everything changed. And I started seeing a lot of things, and I started building my own models and things like that. But um, if I don't journal, I feel like handicapped. If I don't, because for here, I live in South Africa, and so when the market closes, it's around 10 o'clock here, and when daylight saving is 11 at night. So I'm a little bit too tired, so I go to bed and then I wake up, and then in the morning I journal. And but I need that because it's just you see so much things, right? And you start really seeing, yeah, yeah. So yeah, yeah. You must be doing very. You understand how it works. Nice. Most people don't journal, and I was one of them, but things changed for me when I started journaling. It's really important. Yeah. It's so important to dream. Okay, let's see what it does. Because it's going to go back to the 5 minute inversion. I need to. I want to frame a good trade for the PM session. So I'm gonna zoom out a little bit now. The other thing is today it doesn't respect a lot of levels. It's sort of like everything's a little bit different. I think also I didn't even check. ES. I think I decoupled today, right? Let me see. ES went down. So ES went into the N walk and went up. What time was that? At 9:45. Yeah, so okay, that explains a lot. At 9:45 and went back up, and in Q went further down. They were decoupled here, and now they're sort of like going back up together. I've missed that. See, those things. If you miss those, it's very important, right? If you see the decoupling of in Q and ES, it's a lot of information because it already tells you that the markets are just not behaving in the way that you want, or that it's not as reliable as things you rely normally on. And yeah, I missed that today, I guess. But explains a lot. Let me see the opening range gap. I also another thing that I forgot to check today is the opening range gap, which is my go-to. Oh wow, there was a big range today. There is a big range. Let me just mark it. I'm going to mark it on this screen as well because I'm going to show. I will show what I'm looking at. Let me close these first presented. I don't want too much on my screen. Here we go. And opening range gap because it's a large one. Here we go. So you see the opening range gap, that's the gap between the close of yesterday, 415, right, in the futures market, and the opening price at 930. So you see it's a large gap. And price didn't even go to 50%. Well, we'll grade it. And ICT said on his videos this week as well, you keep the gradients on your chart, especially if it's a large one, because even though when price will go back into it, like say tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, it still uses those levels. Yes. And I use quarters and 1/3 as well. ICT only does quarters, I believe, but I use 1/3. Now, it didn't even go to 0.5. It didn't even reach. So exactly with that, because, it just doesn't reach all those. It just 0.66. Bodies went over it. Didn't go into an end dog. I don't like end dogs now on my chart. I just want the end walks on Monday, Tuesday, and church. So let me close that. There we go. There we go. I'll get rid of the orange screen. I'll leave the gradients on. So these are the gradients of that screen. So I thought we're going to go here and in this area for the low of day. There was a midnight and my 4 o'clock, which is important level. There was also another confluence I had here, so I calculated this range. So I was like really shorting all the time. which eventually got me to lose a couple of times too much. So I had to stop. I had to stop. Bye, Mohammed. Hey, Arafat, how are you? How's it going? I'm waiting for a good setup. I had some losses this morning, so I need to recover from that. But waiting for a proper setup. It's quiet today. Just waiting for some nice setup to form, and then I believe we're going higher today, so just going to watch and prepare for to attack. Did I miss my music though, to be honest. But I had a copyright strike, even though I had copyright-free music. But then I stopped the subscription, and then you still need. And then they started, and I have to delete it, and blah blah blah. So did you trade today, Arafat? Did you have any trades today, or just table, chair, desktop? I have no webcams. My simple setup. Hey, the simpler the better. Keep life simple. Keep life simple. But as a YouTuber, you do need some more stuff. You need lights and things. You need a good webcam. Otherwise, people and you do need a microphone. Otherwise, the sound is not good. My charts look very full again. I don't like that. I need cleaner charts. I need to get rid of a lot of stuff. I can't help it. I always get more things on my charts than I need to. Uh, I don't think people really want. People only want to see the chart where the trade is, right? They don't want to see the whole area. So I think this is better. This looks cleaner. I always think people want to see more of it, but they don't. They just want to see the area where we're going to trade. So anyway, I can look at it on the other screen. So I have changed my house up setup. I will start my trading. Yeah, if you move, Arafat, that's so stressful. I totally. Oh my God, yeah, I cannot trade when I'm moving. It's just yeah. When are you moving? Are you moving to a better house, a nicer house, or moving is one of the most stressful things in life. People say that people get divorced over it, people get old over it, people lose their marriage over it. Yeah. Now we are in this fair value gap. I'm very bullish for the PM session though, but I don't think it has to go lower. So I'm thinking it's 12:24. If I should get in already here, let me go to the 1 minute here. I would like it to go back into this 5 minutes inversion. Oh, here's the calculation. One third. Beautiful market maker. Well, it's not a beautiful one, by the way. It's an ugly one, but it is a beautiful. The concept of market maker buy and sell models is beautiful. Let me put it that way, okay? But this is an ugly one. You're an ugly one. I'm sorry to say that, but now if I look better here, we had a beautiful inversion here. So yeah, I did not read it properly. I was just, I had a lower time frame bias that really got me today. But this was a beautiful inversion here, right? Just kept on hitting it in it, and then it goes above it, and then moved up. But I think we have another inversion here as well. You know, even if price action is like this, right? I mean, in all honesty, you just have to look at those few imbalances that you do get are very valuable, right? Even though you're barcoding, instead of being, nag about them and bitch and moan about them, if you find them, because there are not many of them, it's actually really good. It's actually a good thing. The few that you have are very significant. For example, this one here at 1038. Look at this one here, how beautifully it's been respected, right? It goes above it, and then we chop, and then we go over it. The moment you miss displacement, don't feel FOMO. Just let the price wait for a retest. Because this is how I used to get caught and still sometimes do. Like, oh my god, it's a big candle, I'm going to miss the move. You see, it comes back into it. Here you got the retest of that inversion. Is it really an inversion? No, it's not. It's a reclaimed fair value gap here because it's still, oh, it is actually an inversion. It's a smaller one here. It's a very small one, but still, it comes back to it and then it goes back up, right? So, so in times when I have to shift with my brother, I'm single, I have to get, yes, I thought, we need to get some more women. I want some more women on the stream, and maybe, you know, there is I don't know if in your country the girls are trading, but I haven't seen many of them. But at this moment, everything's packed the same. Where I lived alone, but now I'm with my elder brother. How moving is very difficult with lots of work. Yes, but I'm very insecure that I have to shift my brother. I'm single. Yes, I know you're single. You told me. But hey, listen, maybe you will find love soon. You're very young still, so who knows? It happens when the time is right. Everything is already planned. You just have to wait for the. I know we get impatient sometimes, but I believe that things always work out for a reason, and sometimes the timing is not right. But yeah. How old is your brother, by the way? Is your brother married? You know, I don't know if you are free, if you choose your own partner, or are you arranged marriage. But even though it's really important to have the right woman and the right man, I mean, you need someone around you that you feel comfortable with, right? So don't go for the first and the first one. It really needs to be a good match. It's important. Oh, yeah. Now. I really want to frame a good trade. I'm very eager to trade because we're definitely going up. So we retested the first presented fair value gap already today on the 1 minute. So I guess we're going up. Yeah, I think I'm getting into a long. I'm getting into a long, but it's just my paper trade, but I might add it to my, I just want to have more data. I'm just going to put it here. Let me just show you guys what I'm looking at. Here we go. So I'm going to put my stop loss. I should have entered earlier, right above, below the first presented. So I use them as premium discount as well. And then I am taking it higher to 290. I need to look into my trade. I might be too old. What am I saying? Did you hear that? Too too soon. I said. Oh my god! I need something to drink. I'm saying weird things. You're never too old to start trading. Let me put that, guy. You're never too old to start trading. I just said I'm too old for this. I said something really weird just now, but mm, I left my water bottle downstairs, so I just wanted to get onto stream. But what I want to say is I'm too late for the so I'm not entering yet on my funded. So what I would wanted to have done is enter here and then put my stop loss below this. So now I just entered and the price is already it seems very balanced here, right? Look, we have the wicks are we are touching this. We retested the first presented. So I believe we're already on the way up. I could be I could be wrong because the market is very manipulative at the moment. It's very it does weird things. So that's why I already had a few losses today, so I'm just paper trading for now. But if I get another retest, like for example, if I see it doesn't come lower anymore and it stops, for example, do we have a little imbalance here? Might go on the 30 seconds even because I don't see. I think I'm going on the 30 seconds now, guys, because I just don't see a lot of imbalances. I need more information. There we go. Yeah, see, we're not going down. I think we're done. I want to open up my account. I had to close it because I was like, I don't know how to trade it. That's what you need to do sometimes. Just get out. Now. We're going if we're going to all-time highs again. We have to monitor. We have to keep on monitoring ES as well for any confluence because I forgot to do that this morning. And if I would have seen it was so decoupled, it would have saved me quite a bit of headache. Now let's see. Okay, ES has not gone into all-time highs yet, or also not broken out of the range of this option this morning. But we have a beautiful equal high almost. Do we have any gaps he wants to go back to? It looks very bullish. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Now What are we going to do, my friend? What are you going to do? This is minus 2. Is this 312? 312? Do you like that level? Okay. Um, definitely bullish. Definitely bullish. Two, 312. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if we 312. It's 194. That's 200. It's almost 220 points. That is doable for a day like this, right? But on the other hand, it's Monday. No news. Um, so that's the only thing that is a little bit difficult for me to read. But maybe I should just lower my. So I usually trade the larger moves. So I'm more, but maybe I should lower my trades today. 312 is my higher time frame bias. Um, so now what we're doing, I'm going to put the opening range gap back on because we don't have much information because normally I use the NWOGs, but now because we're above the one NWOG that we have, I cannot use them. And on Monday and Tuesday, those are the two things that I really use, the event horizon. And what you see when we have a ranging day, it goes back and forth between those ranges. And it's just barcoding now. So what do I use now? It's my first presented fair value gaps for all sessions plus the opening range gaps. So I'm going to put it back on my screen. It might be a little bit full, but I do need that data now to give me some more insights. You see, this is the opening range gap. It's quite a big range, but you can see it did not go out of the range, and it's sort of like, so for me to get into a trade on my other account, so this is just a paper trade I put on. I always mimic my trades, but if they're not going in sync, I always tell you guys. So I just want to go to the 5-minute here so I can show you. Yeah. Hi, Gigi. Hello, my pretty girl. So we didn't went out of it. We didn't go out of it, but we're still bullish, right? You can see it doesn't really want to go down. We did not hit this 50% of this whole range. This is 50% of this whole block. This is the whole opening range gap, and the NWOG is here. We didn't even go to, so this was my target around this area here. We had the midnight and the 4 o'clock, so that really got me a little bit today. I guess it was too obvious, right? Midnight but it doesn't happen a lot that it gets so close to midnight and it doesn't go there. Eventually, it will go there, but most of the time it does go there. But I guess maybe today not. Yeah, I'm in a loss on my other account. Yeah. Yeah, I did not. Yeah, I was. This area got me a little bit because I was expecting a move down, so I kept shorting it a little bit, and at some point I just had to stop. But I just didn't. I had a few trades too much. I should have read it a little bit. You know, and I missed this little inversion here, for example, and so this was actually a clear move, to be honest, that was going up. But you know, it's also didn't hit the 50%. It didn't respect any of these normal, you know, it normally you see if you grade it and you know the bodies would respect the 1/3 or the quarter, or it doesn't have to go to the 0.5, but it would at least respect the gradients, and it just didn't you know, but it was decoupled with ES, so that explains a lot why everything was a little bit, you know, just different. um so well, that's okay, you know, you learn most from your losses. That's true. So you need to journal them very well, and you need to really get into what did you do wrong, why, what did you miss. You know, it's more important, what did you miss, what information did you miss to you know, change your bias, or just get out of your head that you're wrong. That's just it, right? I was so convinced because I had another two confluences here. But then on the other hand, if I'm looking now at this, you know, it's you know, this is the original consolidation. It doesn't have to go any further, right? It taps into it, boom, it's enough. It's enough for it to go back up. Just it doesn't have to go into. It will go back into it at some point. You know, for example, if it go up, 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 if you have like a move like that, and you're very, you know, you trust, you know, you have a fair value gap here as well. It's not a it's, do not forget that level that you missed out on, because it means it will get there, and especially being at 50%. And not going into that 50% level of that opening range gap, you keep that in mind, you know, because later in the week, it most likely will hit that level, and most likely to the tick. It's the first presented fair value gap here of the London session, not the AM session, because I use them in different sessions. But 50% of the opening range gap. There's a midnight here as well. So this area will be revisited, just not now. You know, we got liquidity now here below this because we've got a nice wick. So I write these levels then down, and you know, that's how I turn my losses into something positive, because it is not that I think, oh, that area is not a good area, but it's just not an area is ready to revisit now. But it is algorithmically of significance, you know, being 50% of opening range gap. It's going to be an inversion. Well, I don't know if it's inversion then, but we'll see. But it is a first presented fair value gap. The midnight is here. There's a lot of, you know, it's a very important level. There has been consolidation here, so most likely when we get back into this range, it will consolidate a little bit. So, so that's always, if you see consolidation on one side and we go back into the range, right, on the other side, you can expect consolidation as well on the other side. So you know, in this area, when we get back to this, we might have a little bit of consolidation. So, but I guess the market is not done going back further up, so it's not ready to get into consolidation in the area. That's good. I mean, you know, we just watch. So again, you know, you can see saying that, you know, we have consolidation here. You see what's happening here. We have some consolidation here as well. So consolidation for the next move up. So now we have three wicks here, right? We have this high, then we have a lower high, and then we have another lower high. So we see a breaker here. So breaker here, right? Breaker with a fair value gap. There's a lot of wicking. We quickly look at the 15-minute. We can get any more. Okay. Yeah, I would like to see a little bit of a retest in this area here, maybe even lower. Just and then get ready for the move up. I'm gonna get rid of the yellow. I'll just show it once in a while. I'll just show it once in a while. So these purple lines are the gradients of that area. So now, patience will always be rewarded. Just have to be patient. Oh, I would love to see it go into, that would be awesome if it goes all the way back to 149, 150-ish. That would be an awesome little move down. But, 150. Yeah. Oh, I've got a lot of frogs here because we had so much rain. I mean, it's been raining and storming for. I'm sitting here, I'm in South Africa. I'm in KwaZulu-Natal, which is subtropical, and summer has started, but it's so cold that I should be sweating right now, and it should be very humid. But it's very cool. I even have the heater on. And but the good thing about rain is, we have the frogs, and I just love this. I don't think you can hear it. I don't think the mic is picking it up. It's a little bit too far away. But the sound, it's like an orchestra. Orchestra. It's so beautiful. I just love that. It's the sound of it's just like music. Sounds like music to me. So, but it's so cool. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I hate it. I would rather. I prefer hot, humid weather, to be honest. I do much better with humidity than with cold. I just don't like it. I don't even have enough winter clothes with me here. Now let's see if we can get a move down. I might all the way to 155 maybe. Is it possible? Oh, we actually do have a gap here. Did you see that? Let me show you guys. Let me go to the 1 minute. Uh, okay, not on the continuous contracts. We don't have that. Am I on the 1 minute? Yes, 55. 54. Okay, there is a little gap here. Now, who has been watching ICT with the um, suspension blocks? Now, ICT said in his last video, suspension block is a block that will be revisited by the algos at some point. So I see one here, right over here. Now I just pointed that level out, but I'm going to mark this one and call it suspension. So you have to, if you mark it, you have to mark the whole, including the volume imbalance. So I'm going to maybe use this one, suspension one. So, okay, we're going up, I see. And you see, it's funny, if you have the volume imbalances, you see, if you go to the left, you see them on the left as well. So it's sort of like funny that they're always in the same area, right? Um, no, this is not one, but here in this area there's more. So I guess this one is one of significance. Mm, 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 okay, I don't want to get too much stuff on my chart. Still studying them because he didn't really give a lot of information on them yet. He just shows them, and then I guess we have to study and figure out the logic on our own at the moment. But I don't mind doing that. That's okay. Um, Now I'm getting rid of this 5 minute IFTG because we didn't do a lot. Keeping this inversion here. Suspension block is nice. Okay, now let's see. Now I want to see if I have another wick here that I can use. Now we're above everything now here, so nothing I can use unless we go back into the range. Oh yes, we are going back into the range, so I'm going to use this one here. There we go. You see, it's so funny, right? When you get enter and you don't have a good entry, it's always exactly at that point where you enter where it just doesn't hit. You sort of like manage to tell them where the resistance is going to be. You see. Now I actually do like to see it go back down into the range a little bit. That would be my preference, to be honest, in order to frame a little bit of a better trade. But is it going to do that? Doesn't look like it. Like this rebalance, this is all balanced. It doesn't need to go down. Look at this. These wicks are just, there's no gap here anymore. The 4 hour, this is so bullish. Very bullish. No, I'm staying in my trade. I might just go down into the range a little bit, but it is very extremely bullish. Mm. Okay. Oh, we just have to consolidation again. I'm gonna put the heater on. Crazy. But God, you see, just you can look at the 1 minute here and look what's happening here. So, we're not surprised by this if we see this. We just know it's going to happen and we just have to wait. Maybe at 1 o'clock or at 1:30 it will move out of the range. We'll get a manipulation move and yeah, it'll come. It will come. Oh, look at that. Nice candle. We like that. Oh, 12:50. We have a macro, by the way. See? I'm not paying attention. Macro time. Yay. Let's go. But I really want to see get out of the range before I get interested, right? Just one big candle doesn't really get me excited, to be honest. Just really want to get out of that range. And, think of it. It's not really that much, right? If we go all the way, right, we might have to use all afternoon for it, but I don't think 312-ish, 310, 300 is that ridiculous, to be honest. Uh, Tuesday 11. Today's Monday, right? Or maybe we just go, it's going to do that tomorrow, maybe. We get a Tuesday high, but that's a little bit of a small, that's really a small area. Uh, I think you should do it today in Q. Not too you ready. Let's see what the 4 hour did. Move it fast. Yeah. We went to the fair value gap. So we took internal. So now we should take external liquidity, which is, oh, we already took external. Oh, okay, I missed it. I think we're all-time highs again, right? I think it just made it spiked up. Hey, um, why am I confused? Why does it look like we already took out the high? That's weird. Okay. Hello, hello. You're back again. Okay, it's looking good now. Are we gonna break out? Are we gonna take all these three little? We're gonna take out the highs. Let's see. You know, it keeps on bumping around in the on the top of the opening range gap. It's just not going. So it looks very bullish. Let me have a look at the S. Yes, okay, okay. Are you ready to go, NQ? Are you ready to go, or are you just fooling us now? 0 0.5, 0 0.5, 250. Okay, 248. I'm aiming for 248, 248 now. Um, what time is it? 12:56. Okay, I'm not gonna go, because I had the target like the 312, but it might. I'm just gonna go for 250 now. I think that's more than enough. Oh, I had it there already. Yes, okay. Uh, this one we can go. No, I'm gonna keep it here. It's too soon. I cannot. I'm not gonna move my stop loss. Hello, Sonawane. If I hope I pronounce your name correctly. A tick means so in on the indices, 1 point consists of 4 ticks. So an NQ, 1 point is $20, but 1 tick is $5. So I decided not to put the dollar amount here because I think it's some people trade the M and Q and some people trade the NQ. So for me, it's more important to talk, being an educational channel, for me, it's more important to actually talk about percentages or ticks because I don't think the money amount should be in our faces because it's not about the money amount. It's just about to see do I have a 1 to 2 R trade or 1 to 3. So I just want to take the money amount out of it, and I think the ticks just makes it a little bit more um, yeah. So I just want to I just don't think that the money amount gives a lot of benefit, right? So yes, I mean definitely I'm very long biased, but we might get a little bit of a manipulation move to the downside. But yeah, I'm definitely very bullish. Yes. Yeah, so and on ES, the amount is a little bit different, but ticks is just the amount of, because a point is just divided in by four. Yeah. What do you trade? Sonawane? Sonawane. So if you want to know the money amount, it's up to you. You can just divide it by four, right? So 181 divided by four, that will be the money amount if you trade the NQ. And if you want to know the M and Q, I always chart on the NQ because it's the order. I prefer the order flow on the NQ. It's a little bit better for me. Sonawane, okay. It's a beautiful, where is it from? Sonawane, Shreyas. Is it Indian or am I saying Shreyas? It's not Indian, is it? Shreyas. It's so nice to, oh, you are from India. You trade the Nifty? Okay. How's that been treating you? Have you been doing well? I see a lot of people from India here lately. You trade the Indian market. Yeah, the Nifty is I think there's good possibilities, right, in the on the Nifty. But you know, it's very funny because when I trade the lunch PM session, I was thinking like, isn't it quite late in India? Hey, everything is manipulated. Don't you worry. The NQ is also everything, all the market, everything that has a chart is manipulated. Don't, yes. Everything is, it's an algo. But the algo, because if you understand how the algo is scripted, it gives you an edge. So don't get um, discouraged by manipulation. Uh, for me, it's a blessing because the algo, the algo is basically running every chart, right? The crypto, the stocks, the indices, they're all manipulated. But if you understand the algo a little bit, and because it's manipulated, it gives you an edge. If it wasn't manipulated, how the hell would we trade if it was really only buying and selling pressure? How would we know where price is going, right? But because it's manipulated, and if you study the algorithm or get to know how the market books, you actually do have an edge. So don't get discouraged by it and embrace it. I actually don't know if ICT also works on the Nifty. Well, start studying ICT. I think you already answered my question. For me, things changed when I started studying ICT because he simplifies it a little bit. But the first thing, if I tell you, if someone would ask you, hey, listen, I want you to script the algo, how would you script it? Would you script it against price or would you script it against time? If you would be a developer, where would you script it against? Time or price? Now, if you don't know how to answer that question, let me ask you another one, and then you'll probably know the answer. Which one of the two cannot be manipulated? Which one of the two is always the same? That's the number one question you need to understand about the algo. Is it scripted against time or price? Now there are always the same amount of minutes in an hour. There's always the same amount of seconds in a minute. Time cannot be manipulated. Price can be manipulated. So the algo is scripted against time. That's why people like myself and some other traders say time is more important than price, because that's that's the basic knowledge that you have to have about the algorithm. So that's why I always refer back to time. I've got time, my models are time-based, because it's not specifically a specific time, but it is what the algo does at specific times, so it can refer back to those specific moments. So that's why it's scripted against time. Because if you have like a specific area of price, it might never get back to that price, right? So it cannot use that price as a reference, as a benchmark. So it uses time as a benchmark. So that's how the algo is scripted. So that's the number one. If you want to study the algorithm, it's a lot of, but once you start getting into it and you start seeing the things, and it's an eye-opener. But the first thing you need to understand is time. The algo means time-based, because it's scripted against time. Does that make sense? I think it's actually, if you think about it, it makes sense, right? Yeah. So that's the first thing, because people really don't realize that. That is, so on my chart, for example, you see a few times. It's all Eastern time because ICT teaches in Eastern, and it's most easiest because we refer back to, we don't. Yes, I do use indicators, but I had some feedback of no. I had some feedback from some from people on YouTube. They said your chart is too full. Get rid of a lot of things. So I am no. Did you go? Get rid of some stuff. But now I use a lot of indicators, all time-based. I can go over them if you want to. So the NWARP, the new week opening gap I use, that one's still on my chart. Here, the new week opening gap, so that's the gap that forms between the 5 o'clock close and the 6 o'clock open of the futures market. But because it's a Friday to a Sunday, it's called a new week opening gap. And we also have that same thing during the week, and then we call the new day opening gap. So that's when the market closes at 5 o'clock and it opens at 6 o'clock. So those gaps are significant, and I plot them automatically here. But now Monday and Tuesday, I only use the NWARP, so the new week opening gap, because because the price tends to bounce between them. But now we're all-time highs again. It's not happening. So that's why I only have one here. Then I use the first presented fair value gaps of every session, not only the AM session. I have those here as well, and you see them. Or they're automated on my They're automated on my chart. And I have the opening range gap, that is this large yellow thing, but I take it off at some point. It's too much. And the opening range gap is the gap between the close of the previous day, but in this case it's the 4:15 close, not the 5, the 4:15, and the open at 9:30. And you see it's basically the difference between electronic trading hours and regular trading hours. So it's the overnight trading gap. So because the futures market, they trade overnight, so this is just the difference. It's a very important gap. So hey, listen, I listen to my people. I'm here for them, and they told me, listen, you need to get rid of a lot of stuff on your chart. So I cleaned up my chart. So because I'm looking at a lot of other charts which are much fuller, but there were some people that said, hey, listen, I cannot look at your chart. There's too much on it. So that's why I have taken a lot of things off, but I do look at a lot of things. But for the people here, I need to keep it cleaner, and put the minimum on. So But yeah, so I have to listen to the feedback. But that's what I use. I do use some other things on other charts, but this is the main things that I use. Yes. Do you find my charts too clean? That would be a compliment, actually. That means I'm doing well. So everything is automated on my chart so far that you see, except this little suspension block, the ICT suspension block. But if you want to learn about the algo, you should definitely look into ICT, and it's all free. And in all honesty, that's where it started to click for me, and that's how I became profitable until I studied his work. But yeah, start with core content. If you really want to understand how Marcus book core content on his channel. There's a lot on his channel, but just type in core content and then they're 12 months, literally. But so but you have to go through it. But yeah, I mean, that's where it changed for me, to be honest. It's all free, and that's why I believe it because I learned it for free. I have to pass on my knowledge for free as well. So what I did, I studied ICT, but I have built my own style because I added more time-based elements to it because I had a few other mentors as well. I went a little bit deeper into the time element. ICT only gave us the macros, so that means the 10 to the hour to 10 past the hour. That's what ICT taught us, time um, as a time-based element, but he kept a few things to himself. But I think that is just the thing about time, I guess, because I guess that's the key to everything. But for me, I'm still studying. I'm still looking for more algorithmic signatures and building models around time. So everything for me is time-based. Yeah. So, but yeah, but I try to share as much as possible here. And during London, it's a little bit more. I go a little bit more into educational stuff because it's a little bit slower than market normally. So, what time is it in India right now? I think you guys are I'm always surprised, even though it's late in the afternoon. Uh, I think you are 6 hours ahead of Europe, or 4 hours, I think. So when the market closes around 2 a.m. at your place, right? 2 a.m. at midnight, somewhere around that. So what I want to do with this channel is also like simplify things. Like if you, because I know how long it can take and how overwhelming it can be when you start studying ICT. So my idea for this channel is also to help if people have specific topics. So, once you start studying and you're like, oh my God, I would like to know more about the breaker. Could you go over it in your when you're trading or things like that? Yeah. So yeah, um, I don't have people in India in my London session though, and I would think why because you guys it's morning here, so it's afternoon there. I guess maybe you're working or something. But I'm always surprised that when it's really late, I see a lot of people from India, but not in my London session, which is actually time-wise, I would think would be easier. But yeah, but London, you can trade London futures as well. I guess you guys are trading the Nifty then. No, I understand. You guys are busy trading the Nifty. Yeah, no, you're in the Indian market, so you're not interested in the London market. I get it. Yeah, makes sense. I've got a little light bulb going off. Yeah. Do you trade? Oh, you don't trade crypto, right? Crypto's doing really well now. Let me just double check the market a little bit. I really like these. When I do the lunch PM session, I meet so many nice new people all the time. I love the London session as well, but I just noticed that there's just more people, hopping in and on and off here in the PM session. So my strategy for this trade was, I know I might be a little bit too early. Let me go over it. I look at a few things. So you see, I put my stop here, right? But I said I didn't enter on my. This is a paper trade, by the way. I didn't enter on my live account. I'm still waiting. But let me see. So if I go back to, I open up the opening range gap here. I noticed that we rejected here from this area, but um, and this is the first presented fair value gap of this morning, right? So this is a fair value gap, and I saw it here, it bumped into it. And if I look at this price action, this looks, even though it's barcoding, it looks very balanced to me. So I am thinking, okay, we're not going to go below this. This is now going to be an area of support. So I put my stop below this, and then I have 250 as a high. So I went in a little bit too early, but I did not go in into my live because I just wanted a little bit more information just to see if this is really now support. So I'm starting to play out a little bit and then wait for the PM session, which will give me a little bit more information. I use a little bit more time-based levels, which are not on here, and I don't want to overcomplicate it, so I don't mention everything what I'm looking at. But I'm just scrolling through other screens as well, what I'm looking at as well. But I have a little bit in the back of my mind because everything is so manipulated today. Like, oh, could we still slam down? So that's why I am. Are you kidding? I taxed 30% in India with 18% additional tax. Wow, I didn't know that. I thought India was very crypto friendly, but it's not apparently. Wow, that's horrible. Damn, that's not. And how about if you trade other things, are you taxed on that as well, or do you have like a is it tax free up to a certain level, and then you pay tax over a certain profit? Crypto, oh wow. So you see now what's happening, right? It's going down a little bit. So I just want to double check if my trade is going to be invalidated. So what I do, I do paper trade a lot, especially when I had losses. So I had a few losses on my funded account. So I'm in the red. So then I just go back. But if I paper trade, I really study. If I have a loss, I just treat it as a normal trade, and I journal it and I go over it, and that's how I improve my executions, or that's how I try to improve my executions by paper trading and then journal it as very, because I still have the same emotions about when I go into it when I paper trade. I don't like back testing for some reason. I do forward test a lot. I do better with forward testing because then I have the emotion coming with it, even though it's a paper trade. But if I back test, I don't have that emotion. It just doesn't do anything for me. So I do go over back testing with if I use a new platform or things like that. But for me, for strategy wise and things like that, I forward testing is just for me a better way of um, combining the emotional part and uh, speed. Just getting, I just need to be in the real market. It's just something I don't know. I cannot really explain why. I don't want to badmouth backtesting because I think it's awesome and it does a lot of good for a lot of people, but it just doesn't work for me. But yes, you do need to test either forward testing, back testing, and journaling. Those three things are very important. How you do it, it doesn't matter, but you need to do it. For me, going back on the end of the day, or actually when it's morning, I do it. That's for me is a form of back testing. If I go over my chart and I make a lot of screenshots and I write a lot of things down and things like that. That's how I go back in the day. But the testing itself, I would rather forward test. So I'm forward testing literally. That's when I paper trade. That's my way of forward testing, and I'm always very transparent here. I always, if I mimic it on an evaluation or on my live account or on my funded account or sim funded account. I always say it. And if it's only a paper trade, I always say it as well. I don't really see the point. Some people make a fuss of it, but I'm not really. Well, I don't know. I don't really understand why it's a thing, but it's a thing sometimes. But paper trading is it's awesome to do, and it keeps you from losses as well. And you still get to trade and you learn a lot. But you have to journal them just as you journal your other trades. Then they are of a great benefit. So that's how I do it, and it helps me a lot. There's no shame in paper trading. There's no shame in paper trading. So anyway, I also graded this. Let me put the grades a little bit closer, but I don't think we're going to go down into that level anyway. So I'll just click here. There we go. Look at the barcoding. Okay. Oh, you don't get it? Well, wow, Shreya. I don't get emotions, but well, I trade more mechanically now, so I also don't get a lot of emotions anymore um in my normal trading. But I just need I just want to have the environment to be the same. Hey, so you're doing really well. So Shreyas is a big trader. He earned 200K this year. Wow. So you can teach me some things then. So, but you trade on the Nifty, or how long have you been trading? How, Hi Mohit. Welcome. I think you are new here as well, right? I see all these new people. I like it. Thank you. I love it that you guys come hang out with me. Ignore him. He's my friend. You got a big client. It's negative 200K. Oh my God. It's a negative, but it's rupees, right? So it's not too bad, I guess. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Arafat, you're back again. All my buddies are here. Yeah. So, Gigi, I'm a beginner. Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, we all start somewhere. But hey, listen, if you're a beginner and you don't get into the retail market, you start straight at ICT. I think that's a big plus because I started with retail and I learned a lot of bullshit in the beginning, which caused me a lot of losses as well. Um, so yeah, and we have the prop firm now. You don't have to risk your own money and stuff like that, so it's good. Okay, I want to see if it's, what time is it? 1:22. I think it's going to break out of that range and then I'm going to go, I want to get in. 250. Let me see. I want it to go. There we go. I'm going to throw my stop with it now. If it breaks out, I'm going to go to break even. I'm in on my account now as well. Why? Because of time. But I'm a little bit careful. Very tight stop loss. There we go. Ooh la la, nice. Thank you. I took that wick and I got out. I mean, I got out because I just took that profit. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna fool around. Did you see that wick? So now at least we're out of, okay, I need to get out of the, now this little here, this little thing could be a rejection block. So I just want to see how it reacts here. If we're going to see here now, we might get a little bit into some, I'm not going to go to break even now yet. I just want to see if we go back into the range a little bit and then go back further up at 130. I'm going to get rid of, we don't need that yellow. Oh, I don't think we're going to go back into the range right now. I don't think so. So I'm going to get rid of it. We're too bullish now. We're just too bullish. I'm going to go to the 1 minute because I want to see all the candles print. There we go. Yeah. You see there's a gap here. It might reject here. I don't use the RSI. You know why? It doesn't tell me a lot because hello Salam. It doesn't tell me a lot. It can stay in oversold or overbought for months, and and you don't. The only reason when it can help when it goes back into the, so when it leaves an area, then you can, right. But once it's in one oversold or overbought, it can stay there for a long time, and it doesn't really tell you when to get out, I think. But I don't use it. When you study ICT, you don't need those things. You look at price more than and time and structure. So yeah, you don't see me look at those, use those things. Now let's see. Are we going to go up to the 250? I think we're going to get some nice moves in the PM session. Let's go. So I'm a little bit careful with trailing too fast because I don't want to be stopped out. Do we have a breaker? Yeah. I think we're going to get a violent move to the upside. I think it's going to be very violent to the upside. We're going to get large candles now, guys. Are we? 245. 126. We're almost at 230. Let's see what's going to happen. I wonder if the 300 level, the 312, is in the cards today. You see, price is getting very, very. We're going to get some movement now. $27. I'm just watching my trade, guys. So I'm just focusing on my other screen just to make sure that my trade is doing well. I'm a little bit focused on that. So I'm not reading the chat at the moment. So I might miss a few chats, but bear with me. I just don't hope we're going to go into consolidation again. Let's just. What's ES doing? Okay, ES is. There's been literally so much consolidation today. I wonder what it could spike any. Actually, any. I'm just wondering if it's gonna spike to the upside or could it give us a big move to the downside now? It looks like it really wants to spike up to the upside. Crazy market today. I don't like this price action, to be honest. It's not really what I want to see at 130. It's just wow, then it's gonna spike and it's gonna be. Oh, yeah, I don't like this. I'm just gonna wait until it's a little bit calmer. It just, it could do anything and yeah. Um, I'm out of my other account because I don't want to. It just feels a little bit too wiki and just it doesn't feel. Um, it might go to my target, but I got out of my other account. I would rather um, have a little bit of a more mechanical trade, so to speak. That more based on uh, easy price action and yeah. See what I mean? I don't like it because it's just wicking and going back and forth, and I don't like that. So we want it to be more favorable, I guess. You see, it's just but for short time frame, I find RSI helpful. Yeah, well, if it helps you, it's perfect, right? But for me, it doesn't give any value. Also, I don't have any volume on my chart because I want to be in a trade before the volume comes in because if you can understand the market, the cycles. So what happens, for example, why I don't use volume is actually the algorithm, the high frequency algorithm, all the highs and lows, it's not selling pressure or buying pressure. They're all created by high frequency algorithms. So once you understand how the market, how they make short, intermediate highs and lows, you want to be in before they create the volume. So the volume comes after the high frequency algorithm do their job. You see this volume coming in, but sometimes you have a lot of movement and the volume doesn't do anything, right? So you can see it's manipulated. And then the retail comes in and the volume picks up. But you want to be in the move already before the retail gets in, right? So for me, that's why the volume doesn't really has any significance to be in. It doesn't help me because when the volume picks up, I want to be in already. But anything that helps you, if you make money of it or you can trade, anything, it all comes down to proper risk management. Whatever strategy you use, or if you find something that helps you, use it. And if it gives you any benefit, just as long as your risk management is fine, you can, it doesn't really matter. It all comes down to proper risk management and mindset. And then you're good, right? So that's the most important thing that you have to take care of. So Salam, I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. I'm always happy to hang out with you guys. Um, I love these. You see what I mean about this price section? It's bleh. So I'm not in my trade anymore on my other account. I just want to double check I really got out. There's no pending orders. No, I'm just leaving it for now. It still might go there, right? It's still good. It's 135. Let's see. I think I should lower my TP a little bit. Let me just double check. It should be 245. Two 13. Oh, nice. I think it's going up now. Yeah. I'm still bullish, but the only thing is that I wonder if it's going to take it's just time distortion all the time, so it's going to take its time, go to lower levels first and go back and forth. That's why you see all those that wicking, right? It's just taking its sweet old time to go there. Yeah, just creating liquidity continuously, just building liquidity for another move to take out the game they want to play. So normally the 1:30 to 2 p.m. move sets the stage for the PM session, but now it's just consolidating. So let's see. I hope we get some movement now. Now you can see it's clearly creating liquidity, right? So what it's doing right here. So that sort of like alarms me a little bit. So this is like all liquidity. So this looks to me like it's going to make a move down. If I see this happening, I anticipate a move down and then it goes back up to take this liquidity. I don't think it's gonna go back up now straight away because Well, I could do that. That would be nice if you could do that. But it's sort of like, you know, you can see it's like a trend line, right? It's creating this nice line. And it doesn't take it out straight away. Let's see. Trend line liquidity. Well, it did went down here, and it did hit this area, so it could be down, but it just, I don't know, it just looks a little bit dicey to me. I don't trust it. I just don't trust it. Oh, okay. It's 140. So this is the 1 minute chart I'm on. This is 1 minute. Yes. I am looking at the higher time frame though, but we're almost in price discovery again, so there's no point to. Let's see what ES is doing. ES. Yes, also struggling a little bit. So, I'm going to lower this to 245, by the way. I think it's a little bit too high, the other one. Let's see, this would be fine. No, 245. Here we go, that's fine. Okay. I can break my stop to, I can break it to break even now. A little bit below this, a little bit. I just don't trust it. I'm not fully confident in the trade yet. I think it's going to go there, but it might be a little bit later. Okay, so the green line that is forming here, that's the first presented fair value gap of the PM session. So this, I automated those. It's just an indicator. You see, it just, there's no imbalances, right? It's been barcoding and just creating a lot of wicks. Sometimes it helps if you go to the higher time frame, so to the 5 minute to see, like, for example, in this wick, we can call this a rejection block, which means it's rejecting, right? You can see it goes into it and then it goes down, but this is maybe enough. And then we go here into the fair value gap, so we could be ready to go back up, and then this is liquidity. We don't have any business. We don't have to go further down because we went into this area here. This is technically a breaker, right? No, it's not a breaker. This is a mitigation block, by the way. I'm sorry, not a breaker. This is a breaker here. We retest the breaker here. We've got a high, low, and a higher high. We activated the breaker here, right over here. So we're very bullish. But we could go deeper into this area. So if we would retest the bullish breaker, so the blue candle, we could go a little bit lower because also we've got a little gap here, right? So that's why I'm a little bit hesitant. I'm not moving my stop too high because I do think we could go a little bit lower. We could, doesn't have to, but because it's so manipulative and it's 130. Normally you have a move because this time sets the stage for the rest of the PM session. That's what ICT says. So, well, there's not much movement, right? So 130 is consolidation, but that's okay. I mean, what comes after consolidation? You have AMD, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. But then again, it's hard to read, right? Because you have accumulation here as well. And if this is the manipulation, will this be the distribution, or are we going to go further up, right? So it's a little bit confusing. Just watching the consolidation. I wonder if there is if this is really because of, I can't remember in all those years that it's been like that. It really seems a little bit different now. I don't know if you guys have. I don't know if it's the same in the Nifty as well. I guess it's a totally different order flow. I guess, but isn't Nifty impacted by things that happen in the U.S.? Is it correlated in some way? I mean, maybe not, but I'm just wondering. Do you have any? Does any other market impact the Nifty, or how the price action, the order flow goes? Just curious if you guys also, um, if that influences things. I guess everything is correlated in a way. You see what I mean with the wicks and things like that? Yeah, I would think so, but I'm really surprised to hear about your crypto. That India is so crypto unfriendly. Because India is so much ahead of it, a lot of things, right? I mean, um, I think they have to come around with crypto. I mean, they're just going to stay behind. Even China now. I mean, China was anti-crypto, but I read this week that China now allows crypto trading and stuff like that. So I guess if China, I mean, India and China are sort of competing with to be the number one, growing economies, and I guess if China now is sort of like letting go of a lot of bans and crypto bans, I would think that India would start doing that as well, because otherwise they are going to stay behind, and it's just not a, the whole world is changing. Everything is going on the blockchain, and it doesn't serve them not to allow people to do that. I mean, so who knows? I think it was this week that that China, um, there was so much going on that I just read through it very quickly. But Germany and China here. So 3rd of August, actually, China has officially banned and related. Hold on. Um, Crypto China. Oh, that was 18th of June. Central Bank of China just said crypto is transforming cross-border payments and reshaping to China is coming. I can't find it, but I'm sure I read something about it. Yeah, oh, here you go. 3 hours ago, Chinese citizens can now own Ethereum. Um, Issuers say China is actively exploring a shift in its Bitcoin and crypto policy. China is preparing to enter the game. Okay. Well, I'm sure I read more. The Indian government has supported the program of GCMA about financial stability, national and investor protection. Yes, but that's the point. I mean, I think it's more about control, to be honest, because crypto is, you are um, it's not regulated, or in a way, you give more freedom to the people. So I think it's also a part of that. But I don't know. It gives you freedom. I think crypto is very important, but I think it's more about control. Shreyas has registered for CFA, but he's not studying. Please help him. Hey, listen, if someone doesn't study, I cannot help them. I can only help them if they study. That's the number one thing, guys. You need to study. Shut the fuck up. You guys are funny. What about you, Mohit? Are you studying? Hey, listen, I tell you one thing. I've been studying a lot before. When I got into ICT and I began, someone told me about ICT, and I said, I don't know. It's free, and what is it? And then I started getting into it, and I was, oh my God, that is the missing links that I was looking for. But I studied like 8 hours before I started trading him. I studied and I did the core content twice, 2 times. So it's 12. It's a lot of studying, but I did it twice, and I'm still studying, to be honest. But I love it, but I really enjoy it. What is CFA? He has cleared CFA level 2. I'm gonna Google that. I think you guys are doing fine. What do you have any other job? Do you do anything else besides trading? Do you have a what? I worked a lot with Indian people, by the way. I worked for KLM. I was in IT, and we had a lot of Indian people that worked with us. So I'm used to working with Indians. I love their work ethic. They work really well, very smart. Chartered financial analyst, yeah, on the applicant. Wow. While level 1 emphasizes memorization, level 2 tests the ability to apply financial concepts and tools to detailed case studies and code vignettes according to Kaplan. Kaplan, okay, gotcha. Portfolio management. Oh, okay. The crib. What's cribbing? So you guys probably know more than I do about finance. So you were okay. Apart from training trainers, what's cribbing? I have to Google it. Cribbing. I thought CFA was an American. Was actually a diploma from the US. But that's why I had to Google it. I find finance so interesting. I just love it. I just love this whole um, because it's so big. There's so much to learn, and it just never, it doesn't stop, right? I mean, if you know one strategy, um, it's just one little thing, right? But there's so much to. I think when you're just in, like I am, just is it 6, 7, 8, but just 3 years of ICT, I still think I'm a beginner, to be honest. Um, you know, I think when you're in after and behind after 10 years, 12 years, then you can call yourself intermediate, maybe. Even though you can be profitable, you still, I think you should consider yourself still a beginner, right? That's how I see it. Um, yeah, I agree. But that's all. I made a video on that. It's very interesting about how the brain works. Um, because it's not discipline, it's biology as well. Because I've been also like, how is it possible that if you have a certain amount of knowledge, you have models you work with, you're used to, you understand sometimes, you know, what to do, what not to, but still you fall into that trap. So I got really intrigued by it because I also noticed that some other peers of mine, very good traders, but they also sometimes fell in a trap and started over trading, and so I went and there's more to this issue. There's just more, and then um, yeah, you always the losses are always they're always yeah, and you know, also if you just think, okay, you know what, I'm going to go 50-50, I'm just going to go blind, and you know, you would think that if you would just, you know, gamble, at some point it's 50-50, but I always lose when I just don't have a proper, when I don't trade my setup, I always lose. It's crazy. But you would think some point sometimes you also need to get lucky, right? No, never, never ever. It always punishes me. So so Nawane, look at my the video that I made on my channel. So difficult to control greed and emotions. I made a very good video on it, and what you can do to close the loop in your brain. Because the market, you have to remember, the markets are designed to make us get greedy and fearful. So we're fighting a very actually nasty entity. It's designed to take our money. Yeah, so it's like so what happens, like if your brain, what happens when you have a loss, right? So you want to get back into the charts to fix it, but you need to sort of like break the loop. Um, so I'm just going over the technicals, and also that it's just not discipline, it's biology. Um, On the no, please, you know, in all honesty, you know what? I'll tell you one thing. I obviously I want to grow, but this is the part I really, yeah, Casey, hello. I'm growing slowly, but we're just talking about it. I don't want to grow too fast because I want to keep it personal as well. Yes, I want to grow, but I don't want to have 100 million and need a moderator and get all these weirdos in the chat and things like that, right? So for me, it's nice to grow slowly, have a nice group of people, know exactly what they want. So I can also make videos for the people that are following me, and you know, my niche might be a little bit different than most people because I want to focus on content as well and educational. I'm not about, oh my God, I just want I want to have affiliate links and just make as much money as I can. No, I want to have an educational. I want to really, you know, build a community, and also want to bring more females to but I don't have much females in my chat, by the way. But no, 1 million. Let's keep it, you know, let's make it 100. The first goal will be 100. Let's go for 100, and then we'll take it to the next step. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I just, you know, let's go for 100 first. I mean, I think already, like I was at 60. I was the first 4 weeks it was 43, I remember, and then in a very short time, I don't know, I think it was when I guess I got pushed to the Indian market or something. I got a few Indians, and I think you guys see me in your feed, I guess, right? Because I just noticed every time when I get on this hour, I think they push me to the Indian market a little bit more, but I'm not really sure. But yeah, let's see how. Let's hope before the end of the month I have 100 subs. That will be my humble goal. So that will be nice, I guess. Yeah. But I want, you know, I would rather have a smaller group of people, but the right people that is a right fit for what I do, and you know that that I bring value to them, and I can adjust my, you know, because there's no channel without you guys. I mean, there's no point. It's all about the people that follow you, right? So, so how's the trading been, Casey? I messed up in the morning, to be honest. I went a little bit on tilt, to be honest. So yeah, So I made a few mistakes, and so I didn't have a good morning. I was up a lot, and then I gave it back, and then I went into tilt a little bit. So happens, shit happens sometimes. So how about you, Case? How's your combine doing? I have to watch my own video, by the way, about revenge trading again. So I've got to, I've got to watch my own video. What I need to do to get out of that loop. Yeah. Um, yeah. So see, I think it's starting to push in specific markets. So that's good. What time is it now? Oh, now it's almost 2 o'clock. Okay, let's see. We going to 250? So yeah, it's been difficult. I mean, I don't like this price action today, but I mean, there were a lot of opportunities. Um, oh, crying about apart from crying about loss, is minus 200 loss is minus 2k profit. I just keep reading the same mistakes again, and I don't do it at the right time. So difficult to control greed. Yeah, but I always do. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess we're all going to learn together. That's the point of having a stream as well, adding mindset and psychology to it. Because, you can have I believe you can have all the technical knowledge, but if you have your mindset not in order, you will fall for the same trap over and over and over again, you know? So you have to combine everything and just slowly grow together and hold yourself accountable. And I mean, streaming helps me a lot as well. If I don't stream, I'm a little less disciplined, I guess, or I can fall into the trap more easily. So when I'm on stream, I guess I'm more disciplined, to be honest. So it helps me a lot as well to stay more disciplined. And I just have to be honest, you have to be fully transparent also about the bad things that you do and if you fall into the traps again. I mean, if you don't fall, I mean, the markets are, I mean, it's very hostile if you think about it. They are designed to take our money, right? So we're fighting against the entity that is designed to take our money. So, okay, wow, well, that's good discipline, Casey. I love that because I should have done that as well. Today hasn't looked the best to trade. No, well, that's a good that you didn't trade today. It's just barcoding. There's a lot of consolidation. It's a weird week because it's NFP and FOMC in one because the NFP, because of the government shutdown, they moved everything to this Friday. So it's actually double manipulation, I guess. So yeah, stay safe. Good. So yeah. But hey, I'm enjoying. I'm always happy when I'm on stream and meeting new people. And Casey comes by. Casey, you come by almost every day, right? I always see you. That's good. You know what I can't see you subscribing, so I want to thank everybody. No, I've had it. It should be automated that if somebody subscribes, it should pop up, but it's not working, I think. So, but I want to thank everyone who's subscribing because I think I see it's 64 now. So, thank you so much. So I appreciate it. I want to automate that so I can see it on screen and then I can thank somebody. Yeah. You see, guys, it is going to that area, but it's so slow, right? It's a slow grind. So, um, it is a slow grind up. Now, let's see what if it's going to. Hey, we're all-time highs. Yes, FOMC is this week, Wednesday, 2 p.m. So we have to be careful at Wednesday. I think I'm going to stream after 2 p.m. or just at 2, a little bit before 2 p.m. So we might get a good afternoon. Obviously, I'm going to do London. Um, yeah, no, in all honesty, I think because of without getting political, is actually why our market's at all-time high. And even though the shutdown is apparently a lot of analysts, they think it's a, hey Casey, you're from the US. If I'm saying something wrong, please you can correct me. But what I've understood is that they see it as in combination with the rates that are being cut. There's a lot of people that are being fired now, and that's going to save the taxpayers a lot of money. So they are seeing this as a positive. Um, Even though the government is closed, but on the long haul, it's going to be a big saving for the US government, plus in combination with the rates being cut. I think all the tariffs are also now, the negotiations are going well. So, yeah, I guess the analysts think that, and the M2, the money, I don't know if you follow the M2, the money, and if you're in crypto, you would know it. But it's very, there's a lot of money to be spent now to invest. So people are starting to invest it right now, right? So I think I was surprised last week, to be honest, but last year apparently it also went, Powell. Well, normally when Powell starts speaking, we have a move down, but, well, let them just cut the rates, then we're all good, right? Um, so how do you guys see this? I mean, the it's a strong market. We seem to be just want to go up. So we're going to get a spike up, just like we had. What was it? This one here. Hmm. 206. Let's see. We tend to get an volatility injection around 1407, 1409-ish. Let's see if it happens today as well. Let's see what's going to happen at 1409. You're so bullish. Okay. Now let's see. Are you? Now, trying to see what I want to do with my trade, to be honest. You think the dump is coming? Yeah, because the rejection block right here. You think the total dump is coming? Yeah, you could be right, Casey. You were right last time as well. Yeah, it went up last time. It happened to, but the government closed. The money isn't circulating no more. How it is really shocked me to see it go up like that. Yeah, recession fears. Yeah, gold at all-time high as well. But HNS sitting with cash. Yeah. I think we're still going up, to be honest. So it has rejected, and now it might be, then this might be liquidity now because it rejected with this. So let's see what it does. It's 213. Okay, I need to start trailing. Now it's break even. I don't like to be in long trades, to be honest, but let me go to the 1 minute here. Okay, so this is the first percent fair value gap of the afternoon session, and you can see we are respecting it, so it's still bullish in my opinion, but they can always disrespect it at any time, right? Um, Now, yeah, we did it. We are at 2.5 fib level exactly here on the higher time frame. So that could indicate a bit of a higher movement. For some reason, I don't know. We have 4 here, which is at 1, but we're at 0.5 right now. So 200 points to go. I'm just thinking, I'm just sort of like contemplating, should I kill my trade or not? Because the 2.5. Should I get out of my trade? This is a little bit bearish structure, right? Let's go to the 5 minute. I don't want to get out of my trade if it's not necessary. Try not to do that. It's also like, you know what? Yeah, I still see it still looks bullish to me. This is a breaker, right? The breaker. Did we have a close low? Okay, let's just use the body. We don't want any body closed above this. So as long as the body stay above this, we are still bullish. I'm still bullish. So I'm gonna bring my stop just below the wick here. So there's no loss anymore. Sorry, I'm a little bit, I feel a trap coming. Why is there a lag with live chart? My trading view is behind than yours by 10. You have to pay for data. So you have to pay for live data. So if you don't pay for live data, you have 10 minutes, there's a 10 minutes delay. Yeah, Casey, it feels a little bit, it doesn't feel very comfortable, right? It's a real price action that could spike and then spike the other way. I totally agree. It's very, I don't like it either. So I think if it will go up, it's just going to be one large, very fast, violent wick to the upside and then slants down or something. If it's going to go over this level, it's going to shoot up a lot because it's exactly at mine is its 2.5 fib level. So if it does, either it's going to reject from here fully, like Casey says, it's like a trap, right? It's going to go down. But if it just goes over this level, it's going to go to, I think I'm going to get a large spike then. But I don't know. It feels weird. It's not really rejecting like normal, not like how it should reject normally, right? So, two 222. Hmm. Ah, what a day. It's weird. If it's gonna spike, it's gonna spike. It's like an explosion. There we go. Am I getting a large move now? Come on. This a bit more. You can do it. You can do it and cute. Come on. A little bit more. Come on. This is really. Is it? I think there's more in this. Gonna give us a little bit more, I think. Or is it? Is that it? Is that all you have? It knows how to make it sort of like keeping it mysterious. It's just like, oh, I'm not gonna give telling you what I'm going to do. Mm. It's too risky anyway to trade this, right? Testing patient, yeah. So Sonawayne, if you really, I can give you the advice that ICT is the best thing to start trade to teach to start learning. His channel is on YouTube and it's all for free. And if you would start, I would start with the core content from ICT. Um, that's what I would suggest. If I may give you my opinion. Um, and oh, I just wanna have a look at this price action. 227, 230 is almost coming. I don't think it's done yet to the upside, but it's very, you can get a very nasty wick to the downside before it makes another move up. Um, Nah, come on. Go to my target. Okay. To my friends. Almost boom. Yeah, well, it could create, what it could do? It just could create another high, right? An equal high, and then go back to the downside. So we've got to be careful for that. Oh, I should not show my stop now. I'm still going to put it here. I don't want to, I would rather have 168. So now why, I still don't trust it because it's still at that, on the higher time frame at that specific level. If we really get over this level, then we could see 313, 312-ish. If it's going to spike up, we can really see a nice move to the upside. It looks very bullish though, but yeah, Casey, I don't trust it either. So I'm a little bit careful, to be honest. But hey, if we surpass this level and we don't reject from this, we're in for a wild ride to the upside. We are really going. We're definitely going up almost 100 points. I see. It looks like it, right? Hmm. There we go. I think we're moving. Oh yeah, we've got a nice. But this is a scary move because this might be the trap, right? That people are getting in and then they get stopped out. This could be a very fast move to the upside though, as well. Let's see if this is a move it makes, it goes up, spikes up 100 points. Okay, my target is hit. Nice trade. Now let's see if it's gonna, if it's just, it could just go mad and just go up 100 points now. Yeah. It's gonna go to 300, to 25.3. Could it? It'd be madness if you would do that. Hmm. Let's see. We did surpass at 2.5, so 260. Thank you. Thank you guys. Yeah. I think we're in for a big move to the upside. I think we're going to go up to 261, and then let's see if we can make it to 313. It was a long trade, by the way. I don't like to be in long trades, so it tested my patience, but you know, it 0.5. No, I'm a little bit hesitant about the rest of the move, to be honest. 0.88. I will be very careful here. If anyone's in a trade, just be careful in this area because it's just not a. It's not worth it, right? Time for consolidation now. I don't know. I wonder. It could spike to all the way up to. Yeah. But it could also go into a little bit to, you know, go to the downside and then go back into, and then, you know, market on close, do the last little bit. So then you have to sit through all that BS and then wait until 4 o'clock or something, or just a few minutes before 4. Yeah. I think it, yeah, I think it's time for, it feels like it, right? It's just done with the move a little bit and then it just goes into consolidation maybe. But then again, it's so highly manipulated, we don't know what it's going to do. It could just go spike out of it and go all the way up into that area here. What do we have for levels here? 294. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. I mean, I'm like, but if it's going to make that move now, that's my weekly objective already almost met. What am I going to do then? I'm like, really? That's now already, and we haven't even started the week. What's the rest of the week? What are we going to do? Are we going to go much higher? I mean, that's so it feels like a bubble then, right? I mean, it's like everything is just so. This is then really. Um, I don't know. I wonder if it's. We'll see. Anyway, so who else? Did anyone else take a trade? I'm not gonna do anything anymore. I'm just done for today. It's all good. I'm just gonna watch for now. So I just like to watch. It was a good trade. So um, beautiful move to the upside, right? It's a bit tricky now. It's a little bit tricky now because 5, 2, 2. I think there's still room to the upside, to be honest, but I'm just wondering how it's going to move to it. I think I'm on the 5 minute. Let me change my chart to the 1 minute because we need to see this. Yeah. So let me calculate. I want to show you. Now, ICT teaches us to use these wicks, right? It's for premium and discount. So now we're going to go into the range, but we can use the wick on the higher time frame as, now where is it going to go? Are we going to go into the 1/4 or even, this one looks good, the 198, right? 198. Or is it going to be the 212? Let's see if it's going to go into this breaker here. That invalidates the long, right? Yeah, it definitely is going to go down a little bit, but well, it could be done with the move, but I don't know. If it goes all the way down, I mean, we're disrespecting this fair value gap now, and we're going, through this. If we just go down, I mean, let's see. What time is it? 2:41. Let's see. Oh yeah, we made equal highs here, so that looks very bullish again, right here. So let's see on the 5 minute how it looks. Oh yeah, okay. That doesn't look very bearish yet, right? That looks actually very bullish again. Let's have a look at a 3 minute. So we have order block here. Very wiki. Bullish, yeah, I think so. It has a very bullish feel to it, right? But also, like Casey said, also very trappy. Like it's sort of like, people are like, oh my god, now it's going to go bullish. So they get in and then they get, it gets, but this looks good. I mean, we do have we don't have a change in state of delivery on the 3 minute. On the 1 minute, yes, but that doesn't mean anything. Breaker again here, or the mitigation block. Yeah, I still, but then again, if we go below this, sometimes on the higher time frame, it's a little bit difficult to read because if you have a candle that goes, like if you have a specific level, for example, 2.5, and you surpass it, but it can become a wick if it goes back down into the range again. So that's why if I set the 2.5 on the 4 hour, because we're going down now, it could still be that it respects the 2.5% standard deviation for today, right? So it can wick through it, but on the higher time frame, if you have a 4 hour or 1 hour candle, it goes up and then it goes down, and then you get it creates the wick. So that's why I was a little bit hesitant in this area and watching it, because now, because we're going down, it could still respect the 2.5 fib level. if the body goes below it again, even though we just went up to it, but now because we're going down, that could be it. And it does make sense if you have a 2.5 level. It's usually a time where price retraces. So, but on the other hand, it feels very bullish. I'm looking at it. I'm like, no, it's not done yet to go up. But hey, we have 1 hour and 1/4 to go. So we just want to price. We just want to take it, right? Let's have a look just to see how it's going. But there's still, it feels like there's still some juice to be squeezed out of this move, right? I mean, it's just I mean, if it goes straight to this level and then we have 1 hour, what are they? They're like, yeah, well, we need to, like, sometimes the market behaves in a certain way. You can sort of like feel like, oh, but maybe the move, like, let's say if it's another 90 points, right? Oh, so no, let me, I will post the link for you to make it easier. Because if you go to his channel for the first time, there's a lot. Let me go to the channel and I'll post it for you here. Okay, let me go to the playlist. I'm gonna post this playlist here. ICT. How can I share? Oh, here we go. Can I do it like so? There's a link. So it's core content, but they're 12 months. So it's ICT. If you follow that link, you'll be in ICT's core, and it will bring you to, because there are many playlists, but there's a lot. There's a lot of content. But the basics, where everyone should start, is at the core content. And yeah, and if you're starting with it, you will have some videos will take more time than others, but I think you have to go through them one time, and then there are options to speed things up a little bit. But I think core content is the basics, and then you have mentorship 2022 and 2024, and he does new videos this month as well. But the core content is the basics. It's like, okay, how do markets book? What's premium discount? What is a breaker? What is a order block? What is a fair value gap? It's just basic stuff. And yeah, and the purpose of this channel is as well, if people are studying it and want to go into a specific topic. Sometimes I do refreshers as well, and I don't mind going over them in stream and things like that. So yeah, let me know if it's a lot. There's a lot to study, so you will figure it out. But once you get through it, and if things start clicking, it will go faster, and it's worth it, really. Honesty is really worth it. Yes, I would say so. But start with core content and then take it from there. Do you have a lot of spare time, or is it you need it will take some time, yeah. Okay, it looks like we're going further up, right? It looks bullish again. Hey, if we're at all-time highs again, we just consider the market being bullish until price action tells us differently, right? and I need at least 5 minute or 15-minute change in state of delivery before I turn bearish in this market. Up to then, are we going up again? I'm wondering if I should enter a trade or if it should be enough, right? Not if we're going all the way to 300, but I think it's going to take a while to go there. Anyone else eager to? I do a job and then have to study for CFA, and with that I have to study trading too. But CFA has overlap, right, with your. Which indicator are you talking about, Sona One? What is the indicator? You want me to show? I'll show you the indicators that I use. So depending on what you want, so the first fair value gap, those. Let me just get rid of this one. So the first presented fair value gap, that's also an ICT thing. Those are the first ones of a specific time, but I have to give you the settings before you can use them. Those are these. The NWOG and the NDOG, that's this one, NWOG, NDOG from Kryptonite. Opening range gap, TFO, is very important. If I were you, I would definitely start with the NWOG and the NDOG from Kryptonite. That one, and that will plot the weekly, when we start a new week or a day, the gap. That's an important gap that we use. It's right over here. Can you see it? Yes. Well, it depends on what you want to use. Do you want to? I think Sonoan, before you use the first presented fair value gap, you need to know what they do, right? But the NWOG and NDOG, let's go over the NWOG and NDOG here. So the NWOG's new week opening gap, and then the CE means, do I have to even, hold on. Whoa, okay. Okay, the NWOG, NDOG from Kryptonite. You want the CE. The CE is the midpoint of the NWOG, so then you have a dashed line. It's also algorithmic, a very important level. So you want to have that ticked as well, where you can choose where you want the label. That's up to your liking. But then what's important is the previous N walks. Yes. Why? Because they, even though they are traded through and through, they are still very valid, especially on Monday and Tuesday. I use the N walks a lot because what happens normally, not now because we're now hovering around all-time highs again, but when we have an inside day, price tends to move around between the N walks a lot and the event horizon, which is the midpoint between two N walks. So we'll get to that a little bit later. But if I were you, you can put 12. Let's make 12. That means 12 weeks of N walk. They do not get out of date. But if you are on the monthly contracts, you have to be careful because yes, NWorks are very important for ICT users. So we use them a lot. ICT introduced them a while back, but you will see how powerful they are. If you put them on your chart, you will see that they trade to them to the tick at some point. So the NWorks just put 12, but you can put more on your chart if you want to, but just start with 12. And if you see, if we go higher and we go down a lot, then you just add more if you see, oh my God, I don't have enough NWorks. Otherwise your charts get very full. You extend them because you want to see you want to see the levels, right? And extend to current day. That's what I have. Then very important, you go down a little bit. Event horizon. That's the midpoint between two endos. It's algorithmic, very strong level. So you want that ticked as well. And then the 5 to 6 p.m. gap, that's what you want. Okay. Then the end dog, I untick it. I sometimes tick it, but that's the new day opening gap. So the end walk is the one from Friday to Sunday gap. And then the end dog is if it's a weekday from Monday to Tuesday, but it's the same time, but then only the daily. But do check them out. But if your chart gets too full, you just untick it. But you want everything the same. But the end dogs you'll need more because it's a daily one. So the end walks are the weekly ones, and the end dog is the daily one. So that's why I leave it. Or I do tick them on, I look at them, and then I just switch them back off. But that's one that I would definitely use. Yes. Now, another one, talking about gaps, the opening range gap is different than the N walk or N dog because it's a different time what we look at. The N walk and the N walk, we look at the closing price from 6 when the futures close and the opening price at 6 p.m. when the futures market open. But the opening range gap, this one here, the big yellow gap, is the gap between when the futures market settlement price is created, so that's 4:15, and then when markets open at 9:30. So it's like when I would go to electronic regular trading hours, right? You see here, yesterday, so the market closed, or Friday I should say, it closed here at 4:15 and we opened right over here. So that's the gap. So if I put on electronic trading hour, you don't see it because there's a lot of trading. But here you see the gap, right? If I switch off the electronic trading and only go to regular trading hours, so only from 9:30 to 4:15, you see the gap here, right? But because as a trader, I trade London and I need the data. So I'm on electronic, but then I need that gap. But you can also calculate the gap if you're only on regular trading hours, because you see here there's no trading, right? So I go back to electronic, and then I get this. It draws this line automatically. Now let's go to the settings of the opening range gap from TFO. So the gap sessions. This is the time. It's all Eastern, by the way. All the time we talk is Eastern, so it's New York time, right? I think this is automated, but if you need to change it, it's 4:15. So 16:15 to 9:30. So that's the range that creates the gap. You can choose your colors. I don't know. This is all. I think it's all ticked, but you want to extend the boxes, and I only have one, but I can choose more. For example, if I have the 4, but you see how clogged it gets, right? So you see all those opening range gaps are all in the same area. Yeah. So I'll just go back to 1, and I do it per day, but I do keep the gradient. So I grade them quarter, 1/3, because the levels are algorithmically very important. So I graded it here. You see, I graded it here. And why is it a weird day? We didn't even go to any, it didn't respect, well, maybe the 6, the 1, well, the 75% here. So the point of this gap is when you put this gap on your chart, you want to grade it. You want to grade the gap. So, and even though you would turn the gap off at some point, you want to have the gradients up on your chart also for the rest of the week, because those levels will be traded back into, and you will see they will be respected. They're algorithmically also very important. Now, I don't want to give you too much. If you just start, it's a lot of information. But I do want to give you one first presented fair value gap, and I want you to do it manually. I'm not going to give you the automation, because I just want you start using it. So let's go to the 1 minute. I'm going to switch off. I'm going to give you 2. You have to do manually. And then when you like them, you can start automating. But just, I want you to understand the purpose of them before automating them. So we're going to go to today's opening. We're at the 1 minute. Monday, yes. Now, when the market opens at 9:30 Eastern, ICT teaches the first presented fair value gap. That means the first fair value gap that is printed after 9:31. So technically, you do not take the 9:31 candle, even if it's a fair value gap. You take the one after 9:31. But if there's a lot of news and the 9:30 candle prints and it's a news day, then you're allowed to take it. But normally, you do not take the 9:31. You take the one after 9:31. So in this case, you see this one, the 9:32 candle, and you extend it. And a fair, let me ask you, do you know what a fair value gap is? Because I'm assuming that you do, but you might not know it. Are you aware of a fair value gap? Otherwise, I will explain it. I just want to make sure that if I talk about it, that you know what I'm talking about. Let me know if the fair value gap is something that you already know of, or I'll be more than happy to go over it. It will save you one of the lessons of ICT. Yes, a bit. Okay, so you know that it's a three candle. You need 3 candles, right? And then the wicks, it's the gap between the 2 wicks, right? So here you see you've got 1 candle that forms a wick here, then you have the 2nd candle and the 3rd candle. So it's a 3 candle formation, and then it's the wick in the middle in the 2nd candle. So here you see the wick and the wick, you have a gap here. That's called the fair value gap. So the market does only 2 things. It seeks liquidity or balances out imbalances. So that means gaps. This is a gap here. You see, the line is indicated between this gap and gap. Here's a gap, right? So it's this area. Forget about this wick, but it's this one here. Let me switch off the, there you go. So you see this, here's a wick, and you've got a gap between those two wicks. So this is a SIBI, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficient. So this is a down close candle, it's a bearish candle, it's a SIBI. We call it a bearish fair value gap, SIBI. So you grade, so I want you to start looking at them, and you always, when you're on NQ or ES or any futures, I don't know actually if gold, I think I have to double check that with people that are trading gold. I think you have to do that as well on gold, ES, and Q. So, and you extend it, right? And then you can see how powerful they are. Let me just grade it again. You see what happens here? It rejects exactly from this wick, right? Would you extend them all the way? And here you see how they are being. So here it's bullish. Here we use them bearish. And I want you to do the same thing. No, for this purpose. But yes, they are fractal. Very good question. But for trading, when you're on as a day trader, you only do the 1 minute. You start with the 1 minute. But I actually do look at different time frames. But for now, you just grade them on the 1 minute. Now we have one here. You see the 1:30, so the 1:30 to 2 p.m. move. It was very wicky, right? But here's your first presented fair value gap, and you see how price respected that's why I was very bullish. So we just draw after the first 3 candles. No, it's a 3 candle formation, but you look for the gap. You look for the gap between. So for example, it's a 3 candle formation. 1, 2, 3. Now where's the gap? Here is, so you have a wick here and you have a wick here. This is the gap. So you always look at the second candle. You need a gap. You see the gap here. So this is 1 candle. This is 2 candle, 3 candle formation here. So 1, 2, 3. Now where's the gap? The gap is here. You see? Here's a wick, here's a wick. So this is the gap. There's nothing there. There's no price action. Yes, here, but you disregard the information. You don't know that yet. You see the gap? Let's draw another one. It's a fair value gap. So that means there is no trading. It's an imbalance. You see? There's a wick and a wick here. So there's a gap here. There's nothing here. So you look at the part of the second candle where there's no price action. It's just 1 candle going up or 1 candle going down, and there's no price action in between a certain area, and that's the area between the wicks here. That's a fair value gap. Got one more here. They're very easy. Once you see them, it's very, you'll spot them. You'll see them everywhere. One, two, three. You see where the gap is? That's a fair value gap. Now there's a big one here. Wick, wick to wick. You see? So you start watching the one that forms after 9:30 and 10 o'clock Eastern. Yes, yes. And then as ICT traders, we call the bullish fair value gaps a busy, buy side, inefficient, sell side, uh, busy, buy side, inefficient, sell side. Why can I not remember what I have to? Well, the thing is, what you need to know about imbalances, the market only does two things. It's a fair value gap. That means the market will go back into to create to seek fair value, because if it creates this wick here, there's nothing here. When it creates this, is an imbalance. You can see it as an imbalance. Then the market goes back into it. It balances out the imbalance. That's why you see this price action going into this wick, and it balances out this imbalance. Once it's created as a fair value gap, it's an imbalance. There's a lack of balance because it's just one wick up or down. So market goes back into it and it balances out the imbalance. So here you see that happening. Balance, balance, balance. Once it's balanced out, it can move on, or it moves away from them. So every time you see an imbalance, you have to see it. You have to see them as an imbalance. It's called a fair value gap because it will come back to them to create fair value. So it's just an imbalance. So you just have to think of it. Okay, the moment we have a fair value gap, it's an imbalance, and the market will come back to that fair value gap, and either if it's a bullish fair value gap, it will reject from it and go back up. And if it's a bearish fair value gap, when price action goes back into it, it will go back down to it. But we also have inversions. But it's a lot for now. Just go into ICT core content and start with the fair value gap. Just Google core content fair value gap. I think it's the easiest PD array. We call that PD arrays. And after you've done the lesson and you have more questions, ask me if you want to, and then we can go over them. But I think it might be good to just do one or two lessons from ICT, and if you have any questions, just come back to me and we can. That's what I like to do. It's also refreshers for me, but you need to learn it from the master himself first, and then we'll speed if you want, I can help you speed up things a little bit, but I think you need to do some lessons first from him, because he's the, even though you've done lessons from him, it's still, there's still a lot to learn. And then, that's where I think maybe I can help speed up things a little bit. But, once you start learning a few things and you start looking on your chart, you'll be really amazed how well things work, and how yeah. But yeah, just start with core content, and just see how you if you like it, and if it but hey, if you really want to learn how to trade, I think ICT is the way to go. But time in ICT, right? Yeah. Oh boy. Well, we're almost at the end of the day. We might as well take read, I guess. What have you do you use any specific strategies already, or are you? Yeah, sleep well. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it, and I love having you guys here. Thank you. Yeah, and let me know if you've studied one specific things, and if you want me to go over. You can always let me know if you have something specific. Um, Let me type the email address. If you want me to go over specific topics, once you start studying, like, hey, can you go over that? Let me know in advance or during the stream, and we can do that. There's enough time to go over. Um, there we go. Just let me know. I think I'm going to. I think it's also time maybe to. I mean, if there's not many people, I'll just tape read it to the end. I like doing that anyway. So. But nice to see you again, and thank you so much for supporting me. I'm very humbled by it. Sleep well, enjoy. Now let's see. Are we gonna go up further? I'm just curious now because we're almost at the end anyway, and the crazy algo is coming. So I always enjoy watching the crazy algo. You can learn a lot. I mean, the crazy algo gives a lot of. I guess once you watch it a lot, you can sort of you can't really always predict it, but it's sort of like it finalizes moves. But on the other hand, I'm just wondering if we're going up to spike up to 294, 295. I have that level. I mean, it's sort of like it's. Well, are we going to spike all the way further down now and then rest move tomorrow? Let's see. I'm just curious. I mean, I love watching the market, so I can. It's sort of like really. It feels like unfinished business if I would close the stream now, even though I wouldn't trade. I'm like, it's already quarter past four anyway. So I'm just gonna take read. I might if I see a market move, I might still take a trade to the upside, but it really has to be very clear to me. Now it doesn't look very bearish yet, right? Does it? So the only thing that I'm worried about is that it spikes down very quickly, and then we get like two crazy wicks to the up and to the downside or something. So anyone else in a trade or still in a trade? Oh, my door is going up, opening and closing all the time. It's 15. So okay, technically the crazy algo, I call it the crazy algo, has started. I think or I think we have the market on close that is like half, but sometimes it already starts at quarter past, right? I think if there's one macro, I think ICT says the macro starts quarter past to quarter two, but I think it goes up all the way to 4. Now let's see. Oh, I want to have a look at something else. Okay, let me just make this nice again. There we go. Oh, I'm a little bit hungry. I haven't eaten actually, to be honest. I had a little bit of too much unhealthy, not really unhealthy stuff, but in the after the session, I ate a little bit too much. It was sugar-free cookies though. But then I wasn't hungry, but now it's a little bit too late to really cook, but I do need to. What time is it here? It's 9:15, so I'm gonna cook at 10 o'clock. It's a little bit late, but who cares, right? Now, let's see. I just want to see what's happening. Should I just, maybe I should just leave it and just let it do its thing. I mean, it's been a weird day so far, and I think we've got a nice week coming ahead. So maybe we should just leave it for here, or maybe we should just. I am getting a little bit hungry, so I'm thinking like I do want to watch, but it's not really worth it, right? To trade the last the market on close, and especially when it's been so unpredictable in a way and just being volatile. So I think I'm going to close it here and going to make some food. And I want to thank everyone. I'm just amazed how many nice people are tuning in and supporting me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, I'll see you either tomorrow morning in London or again um, at the PM lunch PM session because I think I'm going to keep doing this. I really like this session. So anyway, thank you so much. I'm going to make some food and I'll see you tomorrow. And again, thank you so much for supporting me and hanging out with me.